Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of my drama series surrounding Twitter. In the past 48 hours, there has been a whole lot of back and forth happening between a variety of community members on the Twitters, with the latest one being someone being so fed up about this whole thing happening, wanting nothing to do with the community anymore, and completely blowing his load when it comes to all the information that he was withholding to himself. Which means that we now have some more alleged leaks about GTA 6. Let's dive into it. But before we do, grain of salt, grain of salt, grain of salt. Because after the past weekend, I think we're gonna have a very hard time believing anything we're reading on Twitter. At least I hope so. Because, folks, what the hell was last weekend? It went as far as everyone started to just shout at each other. Drama all over the place. Liam has privated his Twitter account. It's a whole thing. Regardless, the alleged leaks. The game is apparently massive. Wow, what a surprise. With a lot of side content, a lot of countryside and towns, which is all pretty obvious. The main story is going to be shorter than Red Dead Redemption 2. Would be pretty obvious too, considering the fact that it's going to be like a much faster paced game as well. The central theme seems to be criminals figuring it out with family struggles, and it sounded a lot more grounded to him than I guess the other GTAs. But obviously there's a lot of usual insanity. Some are inspired by the Fast and Furious movie, and supposedly one of those would be the vault chase scene from Fast 5, which I believe was also in Miami and across that large bridge, so I suppose that would make sense. I've heard this rumor and or alleged leak a couple of times before, so I think there is some legality to this one. I personally think. Allegedly, Lucia is the central character of the story, like Michael was in GTA 5, which in my opinion would make sense based on the first trailer. The first GTA 5 trailer just had Michael speaking, and the first trailer of GTA 6 just had Lucia speaking. A lot of the intro apparently was also already leaked on Reddit, and prominent community members pass it off as speculation. Well, you know, as I mentioned before, this one we're going to be taking as a grain of salt, because leaked on Reddit and prominent community members are two terms I am no longer going to believe. Not that I really did to begin with, considering that those folks who claim that they're in the know typically don't know shit. And those people that do know stuff keep their fucking mouth shut. If you're wondering if I'm annoyed by the whole situation from the past weekend, you're correct, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be here again and no one will ever learn, and it's really annoying. Anyways, continuing on, Lucia and Jason apparently have separate intermissions. That is pretty obvious. There's corrupt cops with chief Russians creating chaos and all the things you expect from a GTA game, which again, very obvious because, well, it's a GTA game. A lot apparently was planned and cut content or ideas that didn't go far, like voice protagonist in online. I find that one hard to believe, because a voice protagonist in online with a character creator would, like, you know, be convoluted and kind of weird. Though, like in Red Dead Online, they made some grunts and stuff like that with certain voices, which made it a little bit better. Online also has been worked on for years now, pretty obvious. A lot of fidelity and performance options from GTA 5 are supposed to be there, but he has heard that they're struggling to make 60 FPS happen. Struggling to make 60 FPS happen doesn't mean that's completely off the cards, and also given the fact that the game is at least another year away, it remains to be seen. One dev has also said that it's the best project that they've ever worked on at Rockstar, because they're not being overworked to death, and a lot of veterans at the studio who were ready to leave after Red Dead Redemption 2, and some were actually happy that Dan Houser left, and some of them also had some unkind word for Laszlo, which is spelled with a W. You know. A basketball minigame was apparently being worked on at the Toronto studio. It was on the chopping block at the end of 2023. Obviously, this is one of the reasons why we are, you know, saying grain of salt, because everything that I'm naming is pretty much subtext to change, because, you know, a basketball minigame could be something that they're working on, but then they scrapped it. The amount of things that never really end up making it to a GTA game or a Rockstar game or any game for that matter, that list is always quite long. And finally, apparently it's going to be a lot more Red Dead Redemption 2 type of gameplay in this than some expect. I think it's blatantly obvious in many ways that there's going to be a lot of things pulled from Red Dead Redemption 2 while still trying to remain a GTA game, because that would make complete and total sense, given the fact that it's the last game that they made, and a lot of things that they did in there were arguably better than GTA 5 and their previous games. Either way, that's it for episode 3 in my 3-part series surrounding this stuff that we had to deal with for the past 3 days. Thank you for watching, everyone. Leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully next time I talk to you about GTA 6, it's some official information.